FEMA has made it clear they are staying in our area through January 7th, and they say they have approved $239 million in housing and other types of assistance for Georgia households and $230 million for South Carolina homeowners. We will show you where you can find FEMA disaster relief centers in just a moment. But as you look to rebuild, you can find representatives in some depots, just like our Julius Evans did, as he joins us in studio now. And Julius, what is FEMA saying as people look to rebuild heading into the holidays?
Well, Courtney, FEMA says the last thing they want to see is the damages representatives are still seeing on the ground, like these neighborhoods you see here. They say a lot of damage can be preventable with steps towards mitigation paying off in the long run.
FEMA is on the ground in more ways than one, giving guidance for people building back their homes after Helene swept across impacted communities. Richard Jones says he's fortunate to not have too much damage to his home, but he knows others who can't say the same.
Big oak trees down in the house, shingles blown off the roof.
Homeowners like Steve Trickett say the storm forced his family out, leaving him to essentially start over.
I had 8 trees on the house. 2 more trees holding those trees down diagonally so they were pinned in place.
He says FEMA and insurance are helping through the process, but he says the biggest challenge is working through one project after another.
And that takes time. In some cases, where I am right now, I've got one phase complete. I'll be sitting here for several weeks waiting for that next supplement to get approved so we can start work once again.
A problem FEMA suggests to take the time to rebuild the right way to mitigate damage from future tragedies.
When they become vulnerable, they want to get into their homes as quick as possible. And they omit asking their contractors to check their attics or their walls to determine whether or not the installation may have gotten damaged or contaminated.
FEMA estimates for every $1 spent on mitigation, $6 are saved from future losses. A strategy Trickett says he's going to make the most out of.
I'm looking at making sure I know what's behind the walls, that I weatherproof all my HVAC system by putting the insulation wrap around it so that if something were to happen again, maybe in a deep freeze, it'll be protected.
FEMA also recommends that
Your roofs by strapping it to structural beams, adding storm shutters to your windows, and making sure to take time to review your insurance coverage to see what you're protected by.
All right, thanks, Julius. It's good to know that FEMA will be around to help communities to recover. We appreciate your report tonight. And you may find a FEMA center near you by using a link to this locator website and list on WRDW.com. But before we move on, the FEMA Center at the Hub in Richmond County is still open. FEMA opened up a disaster recovery center at the Columbia County Emergency Management Center recently, along with one in Burke County at the Public Library and many others. For the South Carolina counties, in Aiken, there is one at Mount Zion Missionary Baptist Church in Aiken and one in Bamberg at the County Library. All the ones listed are open Saturday, but not Sunday, according to the FEMA website.